Hello dudes, Axel here, welcome to another Linuxy video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Brave web browser. Now, quick clarification, yes, the title of this series is Linux web browsers, but Brave is available on all of the major operating systems, so don't worry about that. If you're on Windows or Mac OS, you can also use Brave. The title of this is just implying this web browser is available on Linux. But if I titled this something like web browsers that are on Linux, that would be kind of dumb. So Linux web browsers, nice, short, and sweet. Anyway, we're taking a look at Brave. I briefly kind of touched upon it in video's not out quite yet. It's going up in about 12 minutes, but it is going up. I briefly touched on it in a very rambly video earlier. Not that this probably won't be rambly. I'm going to try to not make it rambly, but we know how that goes. I'm already failing. Anywho, briefly touched upon Brave. I was trying it out, and I ran into some issues, which I'm going to go into here as well, of course. But we'll get to that a little later. So first off, what is Brave? If we go to the About section here, Brave is on a mission to fix the web by giving users a safer, faster, and better browsing experience, while growing support for content creators through a new attention-based ecosystem of rewards. So, well, let's keep reading the rest of this part here. That'll make it a little easier for my explanation afterwards. Much more than a browser, Brave is a new way of thinking about how the web works. Brave is open source and built by a team of privacy-focused, performance-oriented pioneers of the web, founded by the inventor of JavaScript and co-founder of Mozilla. So that would be these dudes here. Anyway, so Brave is, I guess you could call it a privacy-focused browser. One of the flagship features, of course, is the Brave Shields stuff, which, so basically by default, you have ad blocking enabled. So by default, this would be set to block ads. I mean, actually, that says edit default settings. Okay, so basically, yeah, by default, I believe that's set to block ads. You can change it to show Brave ads, which I think the Brave ads are basically just safer, not intrusive ads. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I allow them because, whatever. We'll still trialing things. Also, by default, cookie control is set to block third-party cookies. I have it set to allow all for reasons I will go into a little later. And then fingerprinting protection, for those who don't know what that is, basically, with the protection, it makes it harder for sites to track you while you browse. And that is by default set to block third-party fingerprinting. Each of these do have, well, okay, I'm not so sure about the show Brave, the ad controller, cookie control. I know that the fingerprinting protection does have like a per site thing you can do for that. I assume you can do the same for the rest of these. Oh wait, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what the shield thing here is. The defaults are what you access in your settings. The stuff that's on this page is, or when you're on a website and you open the shield, you are able to set the per site controls for this stuff. So let's say, for example, if I go to uphold.com, that is like Brave's partner for their for the Brave payments thing, which we'll get into in a little bit as well. So as you can see here, it's different. It allows fingerprinting it allows fingerprinting on this website. They're a partner of Brave. I assume they're trustworthy. I don't know for sure. But anyway, now that I realize how that works, I need to actually change something real quick. We're going to set you to that one again, then I can fix that on a per site basis. But I'll go to, so let me go ahead and go into why I have that set to allowing all cookies. So when you're blocking third-party cookies, some websites, such as, let's say, Tumblr and edX.org, can act a little finicky. So for some websites, if you want them to work right, you might need to enable cookies on that site. But as I've just demonstrated here, you don't need to have it like that for the entire web. You can block third-party cookies wherever else if the site does not break a little when you're doing that. Like, it wasn't complete breakage, it was just little oddities that were a little annoying, so Yeah, I'm going to need to fix that myself later. Anyway, performance is also another thing that they boast about. So what I'm going to be demonstrating here, much like I did with the Cupzilla/Falcon test, is versus Firefox. So we're going to load up a YouTube video. Let's just go to the YouTube homepage. So youtube.com. Give that a second. Or a few seconds. Whoa. And then if we go to Brave. Look at that. Even just the YouTube homepage loaded much faster in Brave. And that's fantastic. Let's open Stardew oh wait, that might be a cookie thing, not having that open over there. Hold on, there, now it looks the same, as if that was super important. So let's open up Stardew Valley. Okay, that didn't take too long to load. Somebody just took a while to load earlier for me. Okay, so that one was about the same. I don't know, sometimes with YouTube it was a lot slower, like when I wasn't recording this, of course, YouTube has been slower on Firefox. Let's try when playing God in The Sims goes too far. Okay, took about that long for the comments to load. Open it in Brave. I think that was a little faster. You guys can fact check on the video, you've seen it for yourselves. I think Brave might have been a little bit faster there. So on the desktop, it's not as much of a speed difference as what you would get on mobile. They do have a graph on their website. We'll look at that real quick. But in my experience, websites do tend to load faster with Brave than on Firefox, so that's great. Yeah, here we go. Page load time. It's comparing Brave to Chrome. That's pretty cool. That's on an Android tablet, though, so keep that in mind. That's not desktop. That is on Android, which they do clarify here. Loads major news sites 2 to 8 times faster than Chrome/Safari on mobile, and 2 times faster than Chrome on desktop. You can also watch the speed test in real time. This is all at Brave.com. So far in my experience, they do make good on their claims of it being privacy focused and safer for the web, and also faster than the leading browsers. Although I usually only have used Firefox and occasionally Chromium or Chrome. Usually just Chrome, sometimes Chromium. Anyway, so far it seems that they make good on it. Should also mention this view of the Brave Shield is the compact view by default. It is in a larger view. I might actually turn the larger view back on. Meh, there we go. Where is that? Should be this. Easy, no, oh, there we go, compact panel. Right, so the default look of that is like this, which, yeah, has all the same info, it's just, you know, not as compact as the name would imply. Anyway, so that's all the nice things about Brave. I do want to go into some issues that I've had. First and foremost, I'm going to move that back over there. Let me close Firefox. Yeah, Firefox also takes a little bit to close. So, for whatever reason, now let me clarify, I'm running Solus, and this is with the version of it from the Solus repository. It is also available as a snap, but I have the same issue with the snap version. But anyway, on Solus at least, I don't know if this applies to other Linux distros. I'm not 100% sure, because the last time that I ran Brave on Ubuntu, I didn't have this issue. But on Solus, by default, if you try to open a link from an external application like FeedReader here, if I try to click this, you'll notice it focused Brave, but nothing opened. This was almost a deal breaker for using Brave for me until I found out through some searching how to fix it, which I'm going to show you guys real quick here. So what you need to do is open this file in your favorite text editor. So USR, share, applications, brave.desktop. Open that with your favorite text editor, or your least favorite text editor if you feel like torturing yourself. That's up to you. So open that. You just need to add 2 hyphens. Add 2 hyphens in there. Escape. Save the file. And once you've done that, we're going to click on the same link. And now it works just fine. I don't know why it's like that, but it is easy enough to fix. I don't know if that's the only way to fix it. I don't know if that's the best way to fix it. but it is simple and easy. Now, I should mention, if you do that, and if you're running Solus like me and you do that, and if for whatever reason you're checking for broken packages for whatever reason, if you're trying to bug fix something else, that's going to take a little bit to run. What'll happen is it will show Brave as being broken because you modified the desktop file, the .desktop, but that should be the only reason that says that's broken. So you don't need to reinstall Brave or anything, probably. It's just showing it like that because you altered one of the files that it installs with it. So basically what I'm saying is don't worry about that, but that will happen if you're running Solus like me. Might happen on other distros. I've only tested on Solus. Anyway, that's one issue. Another issue I've had, like I mentioned before, was, you see, there you go. It says it's broken. It's not. It's just because you modified that file. So, like I mentioned before, some websites don't fully work if you're blocking third-party cookies everywhere. So, like, I would demonstrate with Tumblr, but that's kind of where all of my weeb shit happens, so I feel like I shouldn't, but then it would be good for demonstration. Okay, so I was going to demonstrate the whole thing I was talking about earlier with the cookies. I might still leave in the Tumblr example, maybe, but I was also trying to demonstrate one of the problems I was having with edX.org with the block third-party cookies thing enabled, and it wasn't doing it. But yeah, so basically, let me just summarize that up here. When you're running Brave, sometimes if you have block third-party cookies enabled by default, it can cause some issues with some websites. So you can either change it on a per website basis, or you can just change the default to allow all cookies. Probably safer to do it on a per site basis, but it's faster and simpler to do it the other way. I'm not going to personally recommend which one you do because I mean, I would assume blocking the third-party cookies would be much safer, but simplicity would be allowing all of them, but then you're allowing all cookies. So you guys decide that on your own. Anyway, that is the Brave web browser. I'm sure I've missed many nice things about it, possibly other issues with it, but I don't know. Other than the thing with opening external links and with the cookie blocking, sometimes messing with some websites, other than that, Brave has worked just fine for me. Since I found how to fix those other issues, I've encountered no other major issues. I do feel like the bookmark manager could be a little improved, but I guess I could show that real quick. So yeah, like, it's not horrible. It's just, it gives like no, like, if I wanted to rearrange these folders, for example, it gives no context for where that's gonna go. I just kind of had to guess with it. So if I want to like move that above that, it might not even do it. If I do that, okay, that way worked. Yeah, there we go. I will give it some credit in that it does put folders above files. Never mind. No, it doesn't. Alright then. There we go. So yeah, the bookmark manager is not the best in Brave. Wouldn't mind seeing some usability improvements to that. Other than that though, it's fast, it respects your privacy. Brave is not bad. Other than all that, as usual, if you guys have any questions or comments, you know where to leave them. I will leave a link to the Brave website down in the description below. One thing I mentioned in one of yesterday's videos was I was going to look into using LBRY, lbry.io. I put two things up on there, then I realized that it has some unfortunate limitations with like file formats at the moment. So, probably not going to continue using that for now. I don't know with that. So, don't worry about my stuff being on LBRY for the moment. I might look into other alternatives, possibly. Like, I know PeerTube is a thing. but I'd either have to host my own thing or use another instance, which like the highest file limit or size limit I've seen is like 5 gigabytes per user, which, you know, makes sense. Videos take up a lot of space. So I don't know, still kind of poking around at what the YouTube alternatives, but let's be honest, I'm probably going to fully be on YouTube anyway. So, you know, anyway, that's it for this one, dudes. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.